Alright, I've decided 2023 is the unofficial year of the slow jams. So everybody needs to get the slow jam on. This is going to be 2 guitar chords. We're going to go back and forth. But we're going to keep that jam slow and smooth. And it's going to sound like this. Okay, so all we have is an A major 7 and a D major 7. We're going to start with the D and then go to A. Alright, and in between those we're going to do a bunch of different tips and tricks. We're going to use scales, arpeggios, just like little licks and stuff. And it's going to be a slow jam journey, and you're taking it with me. Alright, so first of all, we've got this D major 7 chord. Really easy to play, a very slept-on chord voicing. It's the open D string and the 2nd fret of the G string, B string, and E string. Doing it on this Donner DST guitar. This is my favorite guitar that Donner makes. They have sponsored this video. It is ridiculous how inexpensive this guitar is and how good it sounds, right? So check out the affiliate link in the description if you want to get yourself a cool Donner DST-400. So we've got this D major 7, D for Donner, D major 7, then a little slow jam minor pentatonic run, okay? So here's the pro tip here. When we have this D major 7 chord voicing, whatever note is on top, the 2nd fret of the high E string, that's going to be an F sharp. It's the 3rd in the chord. A D major 7 chord has a D, an F sharp, an A, and a C sharp, okay? So the major 3rd is going to be on the top string here. Now that note also is a chord in this scale, happens to be F sharp minor 7, and anytime you see a minor chord in a key, you can use the minor pentatonic shape, okay? So, if you didn't understand anything in the last 15 seconds of me just rambling, it doesn't matter, because all you have to do is know that wherever your shape is, take your pinky, and you can play that minor pentatonic 2 5 2 4 2 4 2 4 2 5 2 5. I just wanted to keep saying 2 4 over and over again. That slow jam is just in my blood right now. And this is like one of the coolest things you could do with like little triplet runs back through a minor pentatonic shape. See if I just do it backwards. 5 2 5 B, then go forward 1 in the scale. 2 E 5 2 on the B string, then forward 1. End up on the G string, forward 1. So and then end on the 2nd fret of the B string. Okay, so there's your C sharp in that D major 7 chord. So, and the nice thing about the transition is that little muted rate. What I'm doing is I'm muting the strings up to the note that I want. And what it is, it kind of sets up that note for just a little bit of extra saucy slow jamness, right? Alright, so that's all just around this D major 7 chord. Now we could do any pattern, any kind of lick you want from that shape. You could however you want, but there's going to be space there after the chord for you to explore that shape, okay? That's going to bring us to the next chord, an A major 7. This is going to be in the key of A, actually, all right? A D major 7 to an A major 7 is really a 4 to a 1 in the key of A. A, B, C sharp, D, right? So 4, 1 in the key of A, D to A, all right? So this chord voicing is open A to D, 1, G to B. And then you can get that open string in there if you want, and the high E string on top if you want. You don't have to. Now you can use those same notes from the over that A, but what I want to do is I want to take a different concept. Alright? Let's take a different chord voicing of an A major 7, a really easy one to conceptually see if it's not so easy to play. Okay? So this cool little major 7 staircase chord. So my pinky is on the 7th fret of the D string, which is my root note, right? A, just go down a string, back a fret each time. So 7D, 6G, 5B, 4E. Okay, so even if you don't want to make that claw, so you get your thumb around to get that bass note if you want. What we're gonna do is we're gonna see this in our mind's eye, and then just go to the top, which is the major 7, and there's our root note, okay, right? Like this regular A major chord. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go. Okay, we're gonna make a little lick out of what I'm thinking of as just this shape, and then adding the root note. So we're gonna do a 3-note thing that kind of mirrors the 3-note thing that we were doing in the previous shape, but we're gonna stay here. Okay, so I'm pulling off from 5 to 4 and getting 5 on the B string. Then I'm doing it again. You could break it too. And then after that, I'm gonna slide into that note on the G string, right? So that's a little jazzy pro tip, is sliding from a note that is maybe not in the key, sliding into the next one, arriving there from the back, just like a slow jam does, right? You can even double it, like if you want those slippery, slidey slow jams, you can do that. But now we're gonna go back and forth between that D. Okay? Cool thing about this right here, look where my fingers are. They're right in that staircase position, which is really an open A major triad, right? The top of that staircase makes it a major 7 chord. The cool thing about this particular voicing, especially when you're doing a 4-1 in this key, is you can just take your pointer finger, go to the 5th fret on the A string, drop your pinky on the 7th fret of the B string, and now we have a different chord voicing of the same chord we started with. Okay, so D major 7, D major 7. Alright, so the next time around we're going to do a different chord voicing, same chord, and then like a different technique to go with it. Alright, so we start with D major 7, pentatonic A, arpeggio lick, D major 7, okay, so what I did there is I'm starting at a new starting point in my thinking. And even though I'm playing this chord voicing, I'm thinking of all the cool double stop things you could do with this chord voicing. Alright? So now this right here is just the 7th fret of the D, G, and B string. This is an A major shape. A sharp, D, C, C sharp, D. Okay? This is a really great launching point to do some really cool stuff beneath it. Okay? Double stop specifically. So what I'm doing is I'm getting at least 2 of the strings at a time. And I'm actually kind of going down. Okay, right here. So all I'm doing is going back and forth between the 7th fret and the 9th fret on the D and the G string. But I'm getting at least 2 strings. And then I'm going to back it up to the start, okay? So this is a combination of 2 chord voicings, some double stops, and then a backwards arpeggio, because we could arpeggiate that D major like that. D, E, F sharp, A, D, okay? So that's something you should have under your belt. Same with the A. Okay? So, we got a lot of concepts that we're working with, kind of putting it all together in one tasty, tasty slow jam. The cool thing about this I I can open up that A string, and then I get that open root note, and then this triad, again, that staircase that I'm thinking of without the major 7 this time. And now I'm just getting a regular double stop from a major chord where I'm just adding my pinky and kind of hammering on and off on that G string, which is what my major 3rd is, going to the 4th note in the key. So between everything we've just talked about, we can put together an immense slow jam. The slower the better. You gotta make that face into a slow jam. You gotta wiggle it back and forth. A. D major 7 chord voicing. What's that? That's the next one, the octave jump. I love that. I used to do that on acoustic guitar a lot in songs. That's why I really like this chord voicing. Alright? So all you have to do is do the same thing, 12 frets higher. Move anything 12 frets higher and you can repeat it past the fretboard, which is great on this super comfortable Donner DST. Get really high up there. So now the 2nd fret, 2 plus 12 is 14. Go. We can do everything past the bar as before. Right? And then we could even do the same thing with the A chord. And then if you want to get super high. So there's so much that you can do with just this one thing. And then, you know, we were using some open strings, but you don't have to. You can make all of this stuff movable. If anything, learning this chord voicing as just an alternate thing that you could do with any major 7 chord. And then the best way to think of it is think of your root here, right? Because like D major, triad, regular triad, you just take the root back to its major 7. So if you have the strings, the B string notes memorized, you can just go back one, right? So let's say we want to do something in G major 7. We could just find a G on the B string, which is the 8th fret. There's that G chord. Make it a major 7. And then do that. And then eventually it's going to give you the major 3rds minor pentatonic. Think of how fancy you sound just saying stuff like that. Be like, explain your style in just a couple words. I like taking the chords major 3rd minor pentatonic and then just running through it in a slow jam. So again, I think that's like a really easy thing that you could do as long as you just start using it's a really great combination that those two kind of ideas have synergistically, which is another great word. By the way, I'm on position 4. I like to call this position 2. The whole time. I rarely use this position on strats. I'm usually like a net guy. But I think for this one, it's got that real, that slinky slow jam sound that we know and love. So, we've got octave mirroring over the 12th fret. We've got minor pentatonic triplets. We've got major 7 chord voicings. We've got arpeggios. We got sliding into the major 3rd. What more could you ask from one guitar lesson? So if you do want to support the channel, consider signing up for the Patreon, because there's like well over 100 guitar lessons there, from a total beginner to a total boss in order, and a bunch of song lessons and stuff like that too. Check out this Donner guitar listed with that affiliate link in the description. If you have any questions or comments, hit me up in the comment section, Instagram, the website. Talk to y'all soon. Thanks a lot.